Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, coming back with another video, giving all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus Christ. Shalom, Shalom. And this topic is gonna be on the role of a woman in this truth. Right? We talk about what men should be doing. We talk about repenting. We talk about everything else, prophecy, etc., etc. But we don't really talk about what women should be doing. So I'm going to get a few quick precepts on what women should be doing in these last days. Right? So as you should know, there's an order to everything in life. So especially with the Most High has a order, right? Here, ordained order. Right? Back in the old days, right, when Israel was doing their thing, he had kings, princes, judges, priests, etc. Right? So there was an order. There was always an order in Israel, right? So the woman, you have a role in this truth, and you got to figure out what's your role, right? But this is Proverbs 11 and verse 1. It says, a false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his, which Sakya? A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight, right? And I'm going to try to do this fast. But again, so the Lord, he likes a just weight, meaning there has to be order, right? There's order when it comes to the Most High, right? The Most High is a judge, right? And what do judges do, right? When it's getting all hectic, he's slamming the hammer, and he's saying order, order, right? That's what the Most High does, right? He slams his spiritual hammer down, and he sets order within the earth and within Israel, right? Within the congregation of Israel, right? So this is 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 3. It says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, right? I'm going to say Christ for the sake of the video. And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Christ is God, right? So the Lord says straight up, right? The head of every man is Christ. So my head is Christ, right? I got to answer to Mashiach. I got to answer to Yahweh Shai, right? All the men, you got to answer to Yahweh Shai. Right? Not to say women and children don't, but for the sake of the precept, right? If you got ears to hear, you'll understand what I'm saying. The man got to answer to Yahweh Shai, right? And then the woman on a lower level, right? When you in the flesh, you got to answer to your husband. You got to answer to that man in your house, right? That man, that's your husband, right? And I'm gonna throw it out there, right? Most High willing, because I deleted the old video on accident about marriage, but I'm gonna do a video saying and showing you that sex is marriage, Most High willing, right? So any man you have sex with, that is your husband, right? And likewise the men, right? The men aren't exempt from it, right? You sleep with somebody, that is called marriage, right? And if you sleep, I'm not gonna go into that slack here, but anyway, my point is, your man that you laid down with, right? You got to answer to him at the end of the day, right? Let's read that again, right? And a lot of you women, you don't want to hear that, but that's what you got to do, man. You got to answer to your husband, right? So this is 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 3. It says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God, right? So the woman, you have to answer to your man, right? You got to be in subjection under your man. Let's bring that up. I'm going to go to the book of Colossians. Right, bear with me. Right, so you women, you can't get it twisted, man. You got to roll in this thing. You don't just sit home. Most High willing, this is not a distraction. Brothers is at work. Right? But you woman, you don't just sit home and you nagging at your husband. You doing whatever the hell you want. That's not how this truth gets down, man. You gotta roll, man. All right, bear with me. The page is stencil. Stock Israel. So this is Colossians 3 and verse 18. Right? So this is the book of Colossians 3 and verse 18. And it says, wives, submit yourselves. And when you submit yourself, you completely bow down and give yourself over to whatever you're submitting, right? Submitting to, right? If you say, I'm going to submit to not eating pork, that means you have fully given your mind and your body over to not eating pork. So when you submit yourself, that means you're giving yourself spiritually, physically, and mentally over to that thing that you're submitting yourself to. Right? Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as it is fit in the Lord. Right? So it's fit in the Lord for you women to submit yourselves to your husband. Right? You got to submit to your man. Right? The Lord said, paraphrasing the precept, right? In the last days, man, a man in the truth, right? The elect is going to, women are going to gravitate to the men of the elect. They're going to try to find a righteous man. Right? You're not going to find that because that time is over, man. You're supposed to be doing that now. But anyway, that's to show you the value of a man in his truth. A man in his truth is worth way more than gold, silver. That stuff passes away. But a righteous man that is ordained to be righteous by the Most High forever, that doesn't go away. That lasts forever, man. Right? Those brothers that get to the kingdom, they're going to last forever. They're going to have everlasting righteousness, man. Gold, that could perish. The Lord could destroy that, right? The Lord can destroy that, but righteousness is always going to abound. And a man that has righteousness and is full of righteousness, he's going to endure and he's going to last forever, man. So you got to obey and submit yourself to your husband, right? And some sisters don't got husbands that's in the truth. You still got to submit to him, right? That don't mean if you say, here, hit the blunt, you hit the blunt. I'm submitting myself to my husband, Lord. That's not what he's talking about. That's going off. That's why you have to have discernment, right, in this thing. If it's a sin to smoke and your husband says, smoke this blunt right now, right, are you committing a sin by not listening to him? No, you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? You don't listen to a wicked man. You don't do that. Right? Just like back in the day with Israel, they were supposed to listen to the judges, but you think if the judge is giving an unrighteous decree, you think Israel was you think Israel was supposed to follow that man? No, man, and they wasn't going off for not following him. Right? You don't do wickedness. Right? You don't follow a man in his folly, man. Right? So if your husband say, here, hit the blunt, you don't hit the blunt, sisters. You don't. Right? You rebuke Satan in your head and say, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to serve the Most High. Right? So again, you got to submit yourself to your husband as a woman in this truth, man. All right? Let's go to Titus. Actually, let's go to 1 Timothy. Right? So this 1 Timothy 2 and verse 9. And again, like I said, I'm going to just go over various precepts. I'm just going through the spirit. I didn't really put nothing in order, but we just going to go through some precepts showing you what women should be doing in this truth. Right? So I just showed you that you must submit yourselves as a woman in this truth to your man. Right? So this is 1 Timothy 2 and verse 9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness, right? Meaning you humble, and sobriety, same thing, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Now, it doesn't say you can't do those things, right? It doesn't say that you can't have broided hair. It doesn't say you can't have gold or pearls or costly array, but it says you're not supposed to adorn yourselves with those things, right? There's sisters that, I got to get my hair braided. I got to. If I don't get my hair braided, I don't look right, right? You're adorning, that's you adorning yourself in broided hair. The Lord said not to do that. Right? You can get the broided hair and look nice, but you shouldn't make it your God or your idol. I need this. Right? I need this. You fiending, you yearning, right? You can't not go without it, man. Right? I know sisters that, back in the world, right? When I was in the world, their hair not done, they acting like it's the worst thing in the world, man. Hold on now. Aren't we God's chosen people? Our hair is beautiful, man. So you shouldn't be ashamed to wear your hair out, man. You don't gotta have it all done up, and that's not what the case is, man. The Lord is not saying that you can't do those things, but you can't adorn yourself, right? right? Or gold or costly array. So you're not supposed to be, same thing, right? Speaks for itself, right? So like, for example, you go to the mall, right? When the mall was open, and there's always that one woman, she gotta have the Louis bag. She got the damn Louis pants on. She mess around, got Ferragamo shoes on. Then she got the white pearls around her neck. Then she got the earrings hanging from here. She got it's like some little balls dripping down, and then it got the crystal, right? It got the crystal emerald on the end of it, right? The earrings is hanging down, right, by the thing, and they got the crystals on it. Then she got the shades and it say Gucci at the side. That's going off. That's you adorning yourself in costly array, gold, and pearls, man. The Lord said not to do that. So you women should not be doing that. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with looking nice and dressing up, but that shouldn't be, that shouldn't make you, right? You wearing those things shouldn't make you or break you, man. You shouldn't feel like if you don't got gold or costly array on or braided hair on, you not nothing. You like the dust, right? Even though man is like the dust, but again, if you got ears to hear, right, you will understand what I'm telling you, right? Right, I'm gonna keep going. Verse 11, it says, "Let the woman," Slaki, verse 10, "but which becometh woman professing godliness with good works," meaning keeping the commandments, "let the woman learn in silence with all subjection." So now, when women are learning, you're supposed to learn and subject yourself and just shut up, right? Straight up. It says, "Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection." Right? You know how those women, there's women out there, they just want blah, 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 run their mouth, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? You trying to teach them something, and they just cutting you off, and just blah, 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 running their mouth, man. The Lord said, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. Right, let's bring out a precept. Let's go to Proverbs. Right, so you can't be a clamorous woman, right? You're supposed to learn in silence. You can't be running your mouth and brothers trying to teach you. That's going off. Right? Proverbs 9 and verse 13. And it says, "A foolish woman is clamorous," meaning she runs her mouth. Right? "She is simple and knoweth nothing." Sorry. Right? That's all I want on that. So it said, it's like a foolish woman is clamorous, she is simple and knoweth nothing. So a woman that's clamorous, you simple, and the Lord says you know nothing. Right? I remember back in the world, man, right, when I used to go to school, right, when I was in school, I knew sisters personally in my class that they just run their mouth. They just can't stop. Mind you, you go to school at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Right? Now, 6 o'clock in the morning, say you don't got school, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, somebody talking, you might get up and snap on them like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. But these clamorous women, right, that the Lord has set up to be that way, right, they just run their mouth early in the morning. Right, some females even fight in the morning, but that's another thing, but clamorous women just can't stop talking, right? Right, and then they just running their mouth, and people trying to say something, they getting on brothers and running their mouth. You know how Jake females is, man. Right? If you know, like they say. If you know, man. They'll gang up on you. It'll be like 3 Eves trying to get on you, and they just running their mouth, trying to belittle you. Right? Now I'm not saying this is, how it's happening to me. I'm just saying as an example, right? That's how even the world is, man. They get on Jake and they just run their mouth, right? So now it comes to the time to do a test. Right? The science teacher, he got the test in front of you. Then them same Eves that was running their mouth and being clamorous, right? When that test come out, right? They looking at the same brother they was getting on, right? And they not even going to remember that they was getting on him. They're going to forget it, right? Because they don't give a damn, right? They're going to forget, and they're going to ask the brother, you know the answers? Can I copy you, brother? Right? Can I copy you, brother? Right? Then they trying to play with you and da-da-da-da. Right? That's these clamorous Eves, man. That's how they get down. He says, a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. So when it comes to the time to actually do or show your prudence, your wisdom, right? These women, they fail, man, right? Their wisdom fails them in the time when they need it, right? So that's why you got to humble yourself and learn with all subjection, right? If you sitting there and you learning with all subjection, you won't need to do all that, right? Be damn like a serpent, right? And trying to seek wisdom that way, right? If you just would have just shut your mouth and listen, you would have knew the answers, right? So that's what you women got to do. Right? I'm gonna bring out one more precept on that. I'm gonna go to Proverbs 21. This is the book of Proverbs 21 and verse 9, and it says 21 and verse 9. And it says, it is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. So the Lord said it's better to, straight up, it's better to live in a damn attic, right, than to live in a wide, big old mansion, 20 rooms with a brawling wife, man, right? Because with this big old house you got and this brawling woman, you got 20 rooms, you hide in the rooms. She's running to every single one of those rooms and she's trying to fight you and argue with you. She opened the door, Tyrone, are you in here? I'm gonna get you, boy. Then she opened the next door, say the same damn thing over and over again until she finally find you, man. Right? And in the big houses, your voice echoes, man. Especially when there's nothing really in there. Your voice echoes. So you just hear her nagging. You hide in the closet. You curled up in the closet trying to hide from her. You got the doors locked, and you just hear this nagging, clamorous woman just talking, man. The Lord said it's better to dwell in the corner of the housetop, right? It's better to dwell in the corner of the housetop, which is the attic, right, than to dwell in a big house with a woman that's just clamorous, man, and a brawling woman, right? So you women shouldn't aspire to be like that, right? And there's a lot of Eve that talks like that. A lot of so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, y'all clamorous. Y'all think y'all know it all. You can't be that way, man. The Lord's going to destroy sisters like you, right? The Lord's not dealing with that. And men definitely do not want a woman that is clamorous and always running their damn mouth, man. That is bothersome. That is irksome, right? And the Lord said you're supposed to be under subjection to your man. So if you being clamorous, how are you subjecting yourself to your man? Right? That's going off. Let's go back to the precept. Right? 1 Timothy 2 and verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach. Bear with me. Right? It says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So the Lord keeps telling you, Eve, you got to be silent, man. And he says, I don't give you authority, right? You know how you'll go to the army, for example, right? And you'll have women sergeants or women, damn, what they call them? I'm going to just put it like this, woman captains, man, right? And they set up over the men, right? Right? And then you got the Eve or the woman, and she getting on the Jake. Or on the men. Give me 20 push-ups. Run all the way down there and come back. That's going off. The Lord's not dealing with that. The Lord's not dealing with you women having authority over the man. Just like when you go to these Christian churches, these women are set up on high. There's sometimes, I went to a couple churches, man, and then they have the crowd, and then they got the stairs going up, showing that they got power and stature. Right? Or stature, or they're on high. I'm gonna put it like that. Right? Then you go up the steps, then you got the damn Jake, because half of the time it's a Jake, right? It's a Jake Eve, and they got their so-called apostle sitting next to them, and in the biggest chair in the middle is a woman, man. Right? And then there's men listening to her, praising her, and oh my gosh, she bringing it out. That sister bringing it out. The Lord said, I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So the Lord is not dealing with you, Eve, trying to get up on high on these men. Right? Men, women don't have no business talking down to a man or having any type of authority over a man. And shame on you, brothers, if you letting your woman have damn authority over you. You are a stronger vessel. spiritually, physically, mentally. You are made, you were ordained from the beginning to be a stronger vessel, man. Right? Right? You are made as a vessel of honor. Right? And your woman is to honor you, man. You're a vessel of honor, not of dishonor. If you letting a woman usurp authority over you, right? That's you. Now you're a vessel to dishonor. Now you're put to shame, man. Imagine being out in the streets and your woman is damn talking you down, and you now you getting shamefaced. You getting shamefaced. You humble it down, and everybody looking at you like and whispering like, "Wow, this brother really," you know. But that's the way this generation works. You brothers, kind of let y'all women run you, man. You can't do that, right? You don't gotta put your hand on your Eve or your woman. You don't gotta do that. You just show power, man. Right? You gotta bring out authority. Right? You don't talk. Every day, all the time. You don't gotta talk to her all soft. The Lord said, I don't want to paraphrase it wrong, but I'm gonna use my own words. Sometimes you be soft, and sometimes you gotta get firm, man. The Lord said not to be a lion in your house. So that doesn't mean you just yelling all the time and you getting on her. And that don't mean to do that. That's not what I'm telling you. But sometimes, right? You gotta, like it says, there's a just weight, man. Sometimes you be hard and sometimes you be soft, right? And meek. You gotta use discernment to know when it's time to do which, right? So, but we talk about women, but I had to say that real quick. So again, you women are not supposed to have authority over no man. That's going off. Right? Say for example, you got a job and that job got you ruling over damn men. You're supposed to quit that job, man. Do you love the Lord or do you love that job? Right? Do you love the Lord or you love the world? Do you love the Lord or do you love money? Right? Straight up, if you got a job and that job sets you up, okay, now you're over this man, get on him. Get on him, tell him to do this, command him to do that. You're supposed to quit, man, because you got to go to the scriptures. And it said, hold on, 1 Timothy 2:11 says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So you got to be like, nah, I can't do this. That's going against the Most High. Right? Now, verse 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. Right? I might do a part 2. I don't want this video to be too long. Right? It says, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. Right? So women are the reason why men or man as a whole sins. Right? We sin because of Eve, because of woman, man. Right? So who are you females to have power? How can you have power yet you forsook the Most High and you cause sin upon all men? Right? You vulnerable, you weak, you're a softer vessel. Right? Not to degrade you. No one's degrading. Don't get it twisted. Right? The Lord said a righteous woman, paraphrasing, who can find a virtuous woman, man? Right? Her price is far above rubies, paraphrasing. Right? So you woman, you are a vessel made to honor also, but in the right way. Right? In a certain way. Right? But again, you're not supposed to have authority over man. Right? And that's it on that. Right? I'm going to get one more precept. And most high willing, I might do a part 2. Or I might get a few more precepts. Right? Actually, hey, I'm gonna go through the spirit with the spirit. So I'm gonna go back to First Corinthians. Right? I didn't read certain parts that I didn't want to bring out yet. Most high willing, we don't get distractions. And we got a distraction. Alright, so Slakia, Shalom. I'm going to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus Christ. Shalom. I'm going to do a part 2.